Today, we're gonna be making this delicious zuppa toscana. And I'm gonna be following Cooking con Claudia's recipe.
This isn't her exact recipe. I did adjust a little bit. If you want her actual recipe, follow the link in my bio.
We're gonna start with some prep work. You can do this before, or if you wanna do it while your Italian sausage is cooking, that is totally fine as well. I'm dicing it into cubes. I'm gonna mince up some garlic. For my garlic, I typically cut the tip and the bottom off. I don't know why, they just like bother me. I cut them one way, then I go ahead and cut it the other way. That's not minced enough for me, which it's not. Then I just go through, I'll just kind of chop away at it. Now for the potatoes, make sure that you wash them because they typically have a bunch of gunk on them. I'm going to peel them real quick and then I'm going to give them a nice dice. I'm gonna keep them on the thicker side, that they're definitely not going to be as like small as my onion and garlic were. I prefer a chunkier potato. Now they will take longer to cook, so just make sure that you ensure that they are completely cooked before you stop cooking. We are not chopping super like minced down potatoes. I'm literally just cutting some decently sized chunks. So I'm gonna go ahead and start heating up my Italian sausage. So Cooking con Claudia's recipe calls for 1 pound. I know this is gonna be delicious. And mash it up so it can cook evenly. Important to break down your sausage because you don't wanna have any pink parts left in there. Once it's cooked, you're gonna go ahead and add it to a bowl. Leave the grease behind, of course. We wanna use that nice grease for our stew. We're gonna add in our 1 tablespoon of butter. Temp to about medium low, just because it's all kind of popping up at me right now. After the onions and garlic have been in here for about 5 minutes, we're gonna add 2 tablespoons of flour and 1 tablespoon of bouillon. I'm using chicken. This is what we should be looking like. And after the flour and bouillon are added and have been in for about a minute, then we'll add in just some water. We're doing 2 cups of water. After you're done mixing up your water, go ahead and add in 4 cups of broth, 1.5 teaspoons of salt, 1 teaspoon of pepper, 1 teaspoon of garlic powder, and 1 teaspoon of onion powder. So we're gonna add in our potatoes. We want this to be boiling. Put on your lid. Ooh, it's steamy. After 7 minutes, we are now going to add in our heavy cream. And we're using 2 cups. Take some of the broth just to kind of loosen up some of the heavy cream and pour it back in. Mix it and mix it and mix it and mix. We're gonna add in our kale. Now, I'm gonna be honest, you guys, I pick out the kale whenever I eat it at Olive Garden. My husband, though, would enjoy the kale. So we are going to put enough kale for him to enjoy. I wasn't recording, but you also wanna add your sausage back in and give it a mix. I'm covering it back up and we're gonna let it sit for about 5 more minutes and everything will be done. And there we are. Put a little more broth. Again, your potatoes don't have to be this chunky. This is just my preference. You can top it with your Parmesan cheese. Tell me when. And there we have our zuppa toscana.